What's up, my Financial Fit fam? Adam here, and thank you for coming back as always. This morning it was announced that the outspoken yet genius head of Tesla, Elon Musk, has went ahead and purchased $1.5 billion of Bitcoin. Yes, that's right, I said it, $1 billion of Bitcoin. This pushed the price up tremendously as volumes grew, and the price went from $39,000 upwards of $44,000 per coin in a matter of hours. Now, wasn't it just less than a week ago when Elon Musk was taunting the short sellers and pumping Dogecoin? Interesting. So what does this mean for the future of Bitcoin? How does this cash allocation affect Tesla? But most importantly, how does it affect you if you have exposure to either? Let's jump in the deep end together, head first, with no floaties on. So let's get going. If you want to learn a little bit more about personal finance and how to manage your own money, make sure to subscribe to this channel. If you like this type of content, any content that we've already created, or maybe any content that we might create in the future, make sure to also hit the like button. Tesla has recently filed its annual 10K report with the SEC. Now, in this document, you will find more detailed information than you would in the company's annual shareholder report. And this information can include anything from the company history, how they actually structured the company. You can see the risks the company might have in the future, as well as that entire sector. You'll find financial statements, earnings, and much more. I mean, its purpose is to really highlight the company's financial position, but it is widely considered the most inclusive, important public document. In its recent 10K filing, Tesla has disclosed an update to its investment policy. This would allow for diversification and maximization of cash. They disclose a $1.5 billion investment in Bitcoin and set the expectation that Bitcoin will be accepted as a form of payment in the near future. Bitcoin may be held or liquidated depending on Tesla's needs, but its intention is to hold Bitcoin for the long term. I mean, I've always admired Tesla for being an innovator, a leader in the industry. Now the fact they're going to accept Bitcoin as a form of payment to buy a Tesla, that's like the best of both worlds. Tesla's currently sitting on around $19.4 billion of free cash. And with $1.5 billion going to Bitcoin, that's about 7.7% of its free cash flow as an investment into the cryptocurrency. While many financial journalists might be surprised by this move, myself and my Goomba from another mother, Anthony Pompliano, who also goes by the name Pomp of Morgan Creek Capital, were not. Check out this clip.
What do you make of the move?
Yeah, look, I think that every corporation is going to have to do this, right? We saw over the last 12 months or so, individuals and financial institutions woke up to the fact that the purchasing power of the dollar is being destroyed. And they went on this global scavenger hunt looking for an asset that they could essentially protect their wealth or protect their balance sheets. And so naturally, once you get individuals and financial institutions doing it, corporations will do it, and eventually central banks will do it. And so it's just a matter of time. I think this is the kind of adoption of an asset, and we're watching it in real time.
So let's look at some key takeaways. Palm says in the future, companies will be looking at alternative assets, with Bitcoin being the leader. Over the past 11 years, we've seen retail investing in Bitcoin, but over the past 12 months, we've seen institutional investing in Bitcoin. He believes the next step would be companies to follow, and Tesla is starting the party early. Companies will invest in Bitcoin to help protect themselves against the devaluing of the US dollar. During the pandemic, the Federal Reserve and the government have pumped trillions of dollars into circulation. That excess cash out in the markets relates to a decrease in purchasing power of the US dollar. Companies will buy Bitcoin as a hedge against possible inflation and against the devaluation of US currency. Some experts are actually predicting that the US dollar can decline by more than 20% in 2021. With large and powerful companies exposed to Bitcoin, volatility would go down, the value of Bitcoin would go up, and it would further cement Bitcoin into financial acceptance. Pomp goes on to talk about adoption and what that looks like going forward.
Yeah, when we look at adoption, we have to remember there's about 100 million people who have exposure to this asset. There's more on-chain transaction volume last year than on Apple Pay, Venmo, or PayPal. And so just the adoption is there in a very material way. When we look at other publicly traded companies, obviously you have MicroStrategy, who kind of first really went headfirst into this. You've got Square, now you've got Tesla. I would immediately look to Amazon, Apple, even maybe a Walmart. Just companies that naturally have large balance sheets, who have forward-thinking executive teams, and also have some sort of technology understanding.
So what happens when forward-thinking companies like Apple and Amazon get involved? Well, Apple's free cash is around $200 billion. That's a lot of money. And then Amazon, on the other hand, is around $85 billion. So if they open similar position to Tesla, Amazon would be making approximately a $15 billion investment in Bitcoin, while Amazon will be making about a $6.5 billion investment in Bitcoin, respectively. That's a huge capital injection into the crypto markets and into Bitcoin in particular. Something that can be left up for interpretation out of the 10K filing was the terminology digital asset. This would suggest that in the future, Tesla might also consider other cryptocurrencies. Over the weekend, Elon Musk continued to promote the meme cryptocurrency Dogecoin. Could that be the next crypto that is held and also accepted as a form of payment by Tesla? The answer? Absolutely not. While Doge has come a long way from fractions of a penny, now trading at around 9 cents, it's still a laggard in the crypto sphere, with a market cap that is well underweight at around $10 billion. Bitcoin's market cap is currently sitting around $800 billion. Dogecoin volatility has been extremely high, and its mass adoption is nowhere near ready for a company to buy and hold it on its balance sheet. Could this change in the future? Most certainly. But is Dogecoin, if any cryptocurrency, ready for Tesla to take on for additional adoption? 0% chance. So how does Bitcoin affect Tesla? Well, Tesla is now a first mover company, meaning that it's taking on Bitcoin and adopting it both as a form of investment and a form of payment. This enhances its diversification. If anything happens to the underlying US currency, Tesla can find itself in a very strong spot to continue its operations, but also to increase the amount of cash flow going forward. The downside to this beautiful Bitcoin marriage is the fact that it exposes Tesla and makes it more vulnerable to volatility. Remember, it wasn't that long ago that we saw Bitcoin go from $19,000 per coin all the way down to $4,000. Now we've seen its meteoric rise, and this time is different. We are seeing more players in the space, more institutions are involved, and there are people that suggest that the higher the price of Bitcoin, the more stable the currency actually becomes. Lastly, it's a known fact that millennials and younger investors enjoy holding Tesla as some portion of their portfolio. They're excited about what the company stands for and its future potential of growth. With Tesla being the first adopter of Bitcoin, it further cements the legacy of this innovative company in the minds of our young people. If you're looking for an exchange to buy Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, feel free to go into the description below and use my referral for either Coinbase or for Kraken. If you already own cryptocurrencies and want to earn up to 6% interest on things like Bitcoin, I highly recommend using Blockfolio. That link or that referral code will be in the description as well. To share some final thoughts, with the government pumping trillions of dollars into the US economy, with the ease to buy, sell, and hold Bitcoin, with institutional involvement increasing, and now with companies like Tesla getting involved, the future for Bitcoin seems very bright. For as long as I've been buying and following Bitcoin, I can't remember as many simultaneous catalysts as what we are seeing today. And yes, we might be sitting around $45,000 per coin, and you might wake up tomorrow and it might be sitting at over $50,000 per Bitcoin. But I feel as if we are nowhere near up top, and I wouldn't be surprised if we are sitting at 6 digits or more sooner rather than later. As always, save, invest, and grow. Ciao, ciao.